last, and that was Andrew, mainly because nobody wanted to follow Andrew. But Andrew wants to speak a minute about the student voice as part of the teacher growth and effectiveness system. So Andrew Brennen from Dunbar High School. Andrew.
Thank you, Mr. Silberman. As a student, I can't say how honored I am to be sitting at the table with such esteemed education advocates as yourself. But at the same time, I'm compelled to disclose that I do not claim to provide the student perspective on this issue. If my peers and I have learned anything over the past years through our involvement with the Pritchard Committee student team, the idea of the student perspective doesn't really exist. Taken as a general demographic, students are at least as diverse as adults. And that makes sense, really. I mean, if there were only one adult perspective, the special session to figure out redistricting earlier this year would have gone over a little bit smoother. The the Team on Teacher Effectiveness report gives significant credit to the role student feedback plays in the teacher evaluation process, drawing from sources like the Gates Foundation's recent MET study, which argues student surveys produce more consistent results than classroom observations or achievement gain measures. The Pritchard Committee's teacher team report strongly endorses what it calls giving voice to the intended beneficiaries. The Kentucky Department of Education has already made huge strides in this area. Last year, Kentucky piloted the Student Voice Survey to collect feedback from teachers or about teachers from effective students all across the state. Now, plans are in place for all Kentucky students in grades 3 through 12 to take an online survey allowing them to weigh in on teaching practices, learning conditions, and their own engagement in the classroom. And this is just how it should be, really. Doesn't it make intuitive sense that the most successful students are those who feel some measure of ownership in their education? As we reach out to students across the state through social media, Skype, and intimate roundtable discussions, we are finding that many Kentucky students want to be a part of improving the classroom experience. We are finding that if we choose to listen to these young people, they can profoundly enrich the feedback loop, especially when it comes to supporting the teaching experience. Lexington senior Ben Swanson shared insights about teachers whom he credits most with his academic success. My best teachers have a mix of two attributes, dedication and competence, he told us. Teachers who've impacted me the most care about the subjects that they're teaching and the students, and are willing to dedicate immense time and effort far beyond their commensurate salaries to the students they are teaching. But that dedication must be matched with competence to translate into good teaching. Teachers must be organized, clear, and realistic. Boyle County senior Bryce Marshall shares his attributes of the single most effective teacher that he's had in his life with excellent precision. My calculus teacher is probably my most inspiring teacher, he says. He's been through life. His wife divorced him. He gave up a lucrative position as a civil engineer to become an underpaid teacher, and he devotes all of his spare time to his children. Before his class, math was an area I loathed. I took the minimum amount of courses possible, and I hated every second of it. But what changed, you might ask? Every day in his class, we have a goal that we have to achieve. We have to push through our notes and discussions to reach a certain section in our textbook, but along the way, he ensures that there are personal stories to create a bond experience, not with just an educator, but with a teacher who truly cares about the minds of the students he's shaping. We have collected and are continuing to gather many more voices from throughout the state, and though I can't share them all with you today, there are two themes that are emerging. One, teachers affect the lives of students in a plethora of ways, in and beyond the classroom itself, and many students want to and do acknowledge that contribution. Two, students are capable of providing constructive, substantive feedback to classroom teachers in real time to help improve both the learning and the teaching experience. The Pritchard Committee Team on Teacher Effectiveness report hinges on the assumption that great teachers can change the world. I hope my presence here on the Pritchard Committee and at the table today, along with some of the student colleagues I have here in the audience, illustrate the potential that young people have to contribute to this dialogue. Many of us want to be more than just beneficiaries of good teachers. We also aspire to be partners in ensuring that all Kentucky students have the benefit of effective, amazing teachers in the classroom. Thank you.
Graham, that closes our presentation, and we are happy to answer any questions.
Well, that was probably the best summarization you could possibly have had.
See why we wanted Andrew to go last.